You videoing?
Yes.
Just gotta get in between the bones that are cracked. It doesn't actually cut the bones. Go onto the back foot. Get in between the bones. That was almost the camera.
And your sister.
Oh, that doesn't matter as much as the camera. That sounded healthy. And here are the persuaders. Now that I actually found them. Much quicker. This knife needs to be sharpened. That right here. That opened up. From like that to here. Start right like that. Up right to the vent. Up to the vent and to the side. Up. Draw a line. Up through. And then connect up like that. Now, switch over to the beaver knife. And just start working this hide out. Just get started. And then you should be able to rip it right off. Just like that. See, I nicked the guts a little bit right there. Work down around a little bit more. And see, this right here is the fat. That's the hide right there. You don't want to get into the hide. You want to stay either on the fat or on the meat so you don't cause a hole in the hide, which is right there. You can tell the difference. And then when you get down to here, just start working around the gums, because these guys actually have fur inside of their mouths. You have to keep pulling and just working it along. Pulling and working it along. And just keep on working one side. Till you get to there. See that hide that gum right there. That right there is actually part of what's in the mouth. Oh, I nicked something that's bloody. Oh well. And then we just take the whole entire thing and flip it around. Start working the other side. Get it started so you can have something to grip to. And then you should be able to rip it right off. And right here, switch back to the regular knife and work right in beside this little black stuff, because those are the casters right there and you don't want to nick them. Now switch back over to your beaver knife, and this stuff right back in here, right here, is the hardest part on the whole entire beaver, because it has all their muscles for their tail in it. Just work that down, and then we'll come around here, we'll work these, and then we'll go and grab the persuaders. Just one good chomp. Take the knife. Big old beaver tail. I'll go over here with the other beaver tail, and those will be chopped up and made into beaver tail oil for canine trapping. Just work around here, getting that all up away from the critter itself. And then once you get into the legs, these can be a little bit tricky, but as you can see, that's the hole for our other. Just lift that up, work underneath of it, get that freed up, and then come back and just kind of gradually mix up where you work, working the beaver in a pattern. Of course, there's lots of blood in this one's mouth for some reason. The 330 whomped it wicked good, so. And now we just move it up like that.
You're lucky your sister's not skittish with blood.
I know. And then this right here, when you can see the hole, you can sometimes take your sharp knife and just run it in there and kind of start where you want to go, and hopefully work that hide right away from the foot. See, there's the bone, and just work right along in there. But yes, it's a good thing you aren't skittish, but then again, trapping is a whole entire family affair, so it really doesn't. We just keep on working it, trying to make sure we don't put any holes in the hide. See all the blood running out of its nose. And you want to be careful that you don't get your knife blade too dull on the face and switch over to a different knife when you get in around bone, especially on the face. Like this one's starting to get a little bit dull, so we'll just run over it a little bit and then we'll flip it again. You want to let the weight of the critter work the beaver or work the hide for you. You want to put as little effort into it as possible, because these are heavy animals and will tire you out if you're trying to fight the animal. Just let the weight of the carcass do its job, or its job now that it's going on the stretcher. Just work along that back. And where this is rough skinning, not clean skinning, I ain't worried about any meat. I try and keep as much as I can because I'm going to eat this one, but Hey, that's what's for supper. Mom already said so. Hey, why waste it? So they're using it for coyote bait. And just work it. It's really odd. Have you seen how blue the fat is on this? Really weird. Alright. I don't work so much up here in the head part because I'm going to go from here and pull it that way. So what I'll do now is flip the whole entire beaver over. Let's try and get this leg out. Push that leg up. Okay, see, there's the front leg. Ow, that hurt. Oh well. And just keep on working it. Down and around and through. There's the leg hole. Just keep on working it. Really gets kind of monotonous, or however you want to say it.
Monotonous?
Yeah, there you go, monotonous. Just same old thing, just making sure you ain't putting holes in it. What I try and do now is get a hole through the back of the beaver. There we go. And I'll just reach right in there and work this whole entire beaver back to the tail. If I gotta flush it, if I gotta flush some of this stuff off, I ain't too awfully worried. They don't take too awful long to flush. Simple as that. Flip it over on its belly. Little children on school buses, but that's kind of part of living in the country. And then just keep on working it. Got a little close to the hide there, but it's alright. Now we're getting up to the skull. Gonna switch over to our knife. Now we're getting close to the skull. We start working it with the regular knife, trying to make sure we don't dull up our good knives. This is just a little knife I picked up, or was actually given to me, but any real crappy knife you can find will work. Yeah, that was the ear, and the other ear should be right back over in there. Yep, there it is. And you just keep on working it. Working it around. Really isn't too awful hard once you get the hang of it. You want to make sure you work the sides and the top evenly, so that way you ain't gonna make any holes. coming up around the eye area. There's the eye right there. We just work in. There's the eye itself. Other side. Work in. There's the eye again. Just cut flat against the eye, not in like that.
Something says eye goo's not good for the flesh.
Well, I don't really think it's going to make a difference, but they don't really like to come off that well if you do nick them. And these heads can be kind of a pain in the neck too, because they are really close to the bone. They're pretty much the closest to any bone there is. Of course, I forgot to wear my skinning gloves. But, oh well. Now we just work up until we get to the nose. Working on both sides. Working it good. Now we get right in front of that tooth. Just cut right down. Right there. A good main beaver hide, probably extra large. And that is pretty much what you're left with. I'll take what meat I can get, bait or eat. Skull I'll clean, and wall hang it. Tails right over here. These will go into coyote bait, and that's about what there is.